Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, guys. I do apologize. I just got back. I was with my grandmother, man. I do apologize, man. I'm trying to get back as quick as I could. And, man, I got good news and bad news. Good news was that I came back in time to make a quick trade before Jerome Powell got to speak, which I made up to $600. I can show y'all the proof of that. Bad thing about it was I picked the wrong account that had 0 day trade, so I know I'm about to get flagged for that. But uh, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the lobby real quick to the chart lobby. So let's go ahead and go, guys. Let's go. Yeah, we here, man. I do apologize about that team, man. I was ripping and running, trying to get myself back as quick as I could. I can show y'all my proof right here. Let me show y'all my proof that I did make a trade real quick before he started speaking. Made up to $600. Made two quick little trades. Here's one of them. I'll show you the proof. You know, I always got to back my stuff up. Right here. Let me show y'all real quick while he's talking. Here, and I should have held it. Yeah, I got in at an entry of. That's why I sold that. Where's my? God dang, it started spiking that much. Right here, you can see my entry. My buying entry right here. Where I got in at 790, and that bad boy ran all the way up, and I hit. Well, I got out at 12, in which I made 400 on that one. Then I made an additional 200, which came out to about $600 I made. But like I said, the bad thing about it, and I'll show you the proof. Right here, up 600, yeah, $643, and I was rushing to try to jump back in on the trade because the minute I got here, I had to hurry up and get myself situated. So I got in for a quick trade, but it was shortly lived because I forgot that my I had the wrong account that had 0 day trade, so I know I'm about to get dinged for that. So I made profit, but I used the wrong dang account to trade on, and yeah, that's what messed me up. So, but again, I show y'all my proof. I ain't got nothing to lie about. What's up, boss? Yeah, I was rushing. I put myself in that situation, and all I had to do was be patient. And had I would have been patient, I would have chose the right account to make a trade on, and I wouldn't have made that mistake. So I already know I'm probably hear from Ameritrade tomorrow. So I already know I'm about to hear from them tomorrow. Had I would have been holding my account, cause like I said, I got out at I got in at 7 and I got out at 12, but had I would have been holding my account, I would have probably made more than that. Because again, I got it. You can see right here where I sold. You can see my little flag right here, my sell flag at. Had I would have held it, I probably would have got out about $15. But let me go down a little bit. Oh, you see it on my chart too. I'm sorry. You see it on my chart. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. And you can see the date as far as mark for the day. Yep, 320. So y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all always back up everything that I do. I got in at 790 and got out at 12, which again that one was 400. Then I made an additional two and came out to 600. But I used the wrong freaking account. Now I'm gonna get flagged for that. What will happen? Right now, boss. I mean, the way that everything's looking, Marty, is we still got room to run up to that 520. So do keep that on watch. So you do have room to run up to this yellow line right here. Let me go to this real quick. Yeah, I apologize about me, my tardiness, man. I had to attend to my grandmother, and I do apologize about that. Oh, my account. Probably get a little flag unless all I gotta do is call them and tell them it was an honest mistake, so they can wipe that clean. Because I think that's like my first offense on the account. So I mean, don't get me wrong. Even if I get flagged and they don't turn it off, I still got two other accounts so I can still trade 6 times. But yeah, if they don't take it off, that does away with my other 3 day trades. But as y'all can see right here, we do have room to run up to this 520, and we hold this key level. We do have room to run up between Thursday and Friday up to these levels, and we do hold 520. We do have room to run up towards these high levels here. So keep that on watch. And I did, like I said, I did get in for a quick trade. Got in, got out, and that was right before he spoke. So I heard him got in after I seen the breakout, and I was waiting on that pullback. So I got in around 416. Got around 416, nailed that perfectly, and then wound up running back on up, and which I made 600 on, which I could have held, could have held a little bit longer, but profit is profit. I mean, hey, I can't complain about it. I just got back and made profit that fast. I can't complain on that. But I mean, even like I said, I had 9 day trades, and knowing that I traded on that account with 0 day trades, I'm probably get flagged for it, which is gonna bring me down to 6 day trades, which is still not bad. I can still trade with six day trades, but I'm gonna try to get that fixed. Because like I said, when I got back, I was rushing, man. I was just so busy trying to get everything situated for the live, man. Because I was trying to get in as quick as I could. I had to fight the traffic and whatnot, but I made it back just in time to do a trade and get myself situated. He said I made a quick 100 on calls. I couldn't hold them long contracts. Move stupid fast. Well, like I said, boss, what I did was, Marty, after we had that spike, all I did was wait for the pullback. All I did was wait for the pullback down because you remember I told you the channel. All I did was wait for a pullback around 416, which I did, and that bad boy spiked on up, which is why I made a decent profit. So I'll show you on my thing here again. So when that pullback happened, I'll show you right here. All I did was just wait for the pullback, and I got in. Yep. So a SPY pullback, I got in, boom, and I got myself right around the VWAP. As you can see right here, you can see where my arrow is at, 790 VWAP, for the move right back on up towards that area. Well, now that I see it 413, well, 13, I could have actually held a 13. Now that I'm looking at it, kind of pissed me off. But yeah, I got out at 12, and that one I made a quick little profit. So I should have held it. No, I should have just got back in. Should have got back in and made a move back on up. I would have doubled it. But it is what it is. But I mean, you can see my trade right here. And again, you can see it marked for 320 for the day. All I did was wait for SPY to pull back. What you can see, I waited for, let me see if I can move my chart up a little bit. Go back around, wait, where we at? Oh, no, it's my 15. I mean, looking at the wrong chart. I apologize. Yeah, so basically once SPY went on that spike, and I was waiting on that. All I did was wait on that pullback down to the VWAP. So when that came back down to the VWAP on SPY, all I did was wait for it to come back to the VWAP on my contract. So I got in right here. You can see I got in with one contract because I was just testing it, 790. And 790, we wound up going on that nice little run, break out all the way up to that 12, which you see I got out at a perfect area. Perfect. From 790 to $12, which I made a nice little profit on. And then that's when we had that pull back and then another pop back on up. So I think I did well for my entry. Was green on the trade the whole time. No drawdown at all. What was your entry, Marty? What did you get in at? Did you get in as it was spiking, or did you wait for the pullback? I waited for the pullback. Because normally, you gotta think about it. Remember I told you about that formation. It makes an N. Remember I told you you'll have that long green candle, and then it's followed by a pullback with a red candle, and then a slingshot back on up, which looks like an N. That's all I did. See that? Look, you got your first candles, your green candles here. Then that pull back in the red, and then a slingshot back on up, which makes an N. I got in at the bottom of that N for that move back on up. That's all I did. That's all I did, boss. I just waited for that move because I'm just used to those patterns. That's pretty much all I did. All I did was wait for it to spike, wait for that pullback. I got in right around that area here for that move right back on up, which makes an N. That's all I did. Simple pattern. I mean, and I showed you on my chart. I mean, I did just that. You can see it right on my chart. I did exactly that. I followed my my game plan like down to the T. So all I did, even though it looks ugly as hell on this chart, excuse my excuse the ugliness on here. But all I did, like I said, was follow SPY's pattern. I waited for the spike, which we went on the spike, right? All I did was wait for that pullback. Boom, I got in on the pullback. I got in, like I said, I got in around the VWAP because you know how I am with VWAPs. Got in on the VWAP around 790, and then we slingshot right back on up to 12, which is you see why I got out. So this is my sales, this is my buys. Bought here, sold here, boom, boom, boom. Nice little $4 move on my end. And, I mean, $5 move. Well, you might as well say 4 because you rounded, that's actually $8. $4 move. And I made a nice little profit. Like I said, the only thing that sucked was that I used the wrong damn account. That's the only thing about it. So I might get dinged for it. Well, I know I'm going to get dinged for it. But, and I made profit. I ain't care. I mean, I stopped celebrating after I realized when I looked at my trade and I seen how many trades I had left. I seen 0. I was like, I went from, oh, yes, to, oh, shit. Because I forgot that I was on the wrong account. But I made profit. It is what it is. So got in, got out, and as you can see, I did make a quick little profit right here. Boom, boom, boom. I did take a screenshot of it. $643. Boom, boom, boom. 60% on the day. So I went ahead and take that little quick move, and that was before he started to speak. So I knew once we got that little rip, at 2 o'clock, once they started talking, I knew we was gonna get a little pop on up. All I did was wait for a pullback, and we did get that little pullback around where 516. Because you remember that's the numbers I'm always calling, right? Because you remember I told you we hold above 514, you was going to see 16, 18, up to 20. And as you can see, we're in a new channel, 16, 18, 20. All I did was after it spiked on up at 18, I waited for a pull back down where? 416 for the move right back on up, which you can see an in-shape pattern. And that's all I simply did. I just followed my pattern, stuck to my guns, which I just showed y'all my proof, got in, got out, made quick profit. But the only thing that sucked was I used the wrong freaking account. And it is what it is. So yeah, 600, made a quick 600 right before he spoke. And what made me hold on a little bit longer was after 2 o'clock, and I think by the time I got out, it was like 2:29, something like that, about 2:29. So I knew once, they started to show the podium and everything, it was going to add a little bit of hype. So once I seen that, I say, ooh, right before he speak, they're going to run it back on up. That's right when they ran it back on up, I got out. Because, not knowing what he was going to say, how it was going to affect the market, I didn't want to take that chance. I knew that I was already up 60%. I got out. Boom, made my profit. So now, all I'm going to do now is set myself up from this point until tomorrow. Now that I got my first little trade out of the way, all I'm going to just see on how we're going to handle up around this 520 mark and where's the pullback going to be. That's all I'm going to focus on. See how everything's going to set it up for tomorrow. But we are on the bullish side. And as I told y'all yesterday, what was the pattern that we would most likely be on? I told y'all that 9 times out of 10, we were going to be on a W-shaped pattern. So as you go back down here, over here, on my chart pattern, remember I told y'all I was going to have somewhat, it's an ugly W, but you get the point. You see like a W-shaped pattern when you go from red to green. So that's yesterday when I was trying to get in. No, it wasn't yesterday. What was that? Right here. That was yesterday. Yeah, when I was trying to go in for the 510 because I knew that they was going to set up a bear trap, which they did, and it went on a nice spike on up. So I knew that, once we cover this area, we're going to start moving up to the upside all the way till we pretty much run up to the, either run up to this trend line here, up to this 520 mark, and possibly up to this mark, which is 522 to 524, something like that. So right now, I think we're going to probably run up to 520 at the moment. Because that's going to be a new high of day, which we are going to get a pullback eventually, and then for a possible movement back on up. So I'm going to definitely keep that on watch. But for sure, 520 is definitely going to be on my radar at the new high of day. So I can make a new line. So let me make a duplicate copy of my line and put that for 520. So as I told you, I moved by twos. So we already tested 516. Tested 518. Now the next target is going to be 520. That'll be your next target area, 520. So definitely keep that on watch. We have room to run a 520, which is lining up right with that uptrend, which that'll be your resistance mark at the moment until you break, hold above that level for the possible move on up to the 522 to 524. So keep that on watch. Come on, Marty. Should have been banking, man. Should have been having more than 100. You know this by now. Me and you like road dogs. We like right-hand men, and you know the patterns. Man, you should have been banking on that. Come on, Marty. But shout out to you, though, for banking, though. Shout out to you. But trust me, I have so much faith in you and believe in you. Again, you helped me become the trader I am. So I'm like, when I seen you put $100, I'm like, man, that ain't the Marty I know. Marty I know be banking. Marty be making the least $400 to $500. Like, Marty don't play no games, man. That's why you my right-hand man. Come on, now. But nah, congratulations, though, bro. Shout out to you. And the crazy part about it, I made 600 in about, under 5 minutes? All I did was wait on the pullback. As soon as they started spiking, all I did was hurry up and turn on my computer. I waited for a pullback around 416. I told you my numbers I always stick to. Got in and went for the move back on up. And the reason why I had faith and confidence in that was because of that in-shape pattern. So I got in, boom, waited for the rip on up, got out. And which is why I made 600. Boom. Quick. He said I lost the FOMC. So, okay. So, as I was saying, Mark, did you jump in on a spike or did you wait for the pullback? Did you jump in as this was spiking up or did you wait for the pullback on down and then get in? Because I'm saying that would have helped y'all way much more if you would have got in on a pullback. Because you know us, we don't buy high. We buy low, sell high. We do that. It was on a 5-minute green candle at 2:35 p.m. Once it bounced on the VY. Okay, so you got in around when I got in. So if you got in, so you should have had, and then it ran back up to 18 and it had a little push. So you should have had way more than 100 then. If you got in at that VY, or you got in around this VY, which one you got in? This bounce first or that second bounce? Which one did you get? Oh, let me see. So if you got in at 35, you probably got in on this one, on this bounce, and then a pullback. Just sold as I saw. Stop doing that. Marty, what I told you about that is you don't look at the profits. Do not look at the profits. That's what I don't do that. When I'm getting out of my position, I'm not looking at the profits. I'm looking at the prices. So when I seen the pullback, I wanted 516, right? Once I got in at 516, my next target area was 518. That's how I do it. I mean, I look at the price, I look at the profits too, but I'm primarily focused on the prices because you already know from 516 to 518, that's pretty much a channel, right? So if you get in at 516, would it be your intended area to get out? 518 until we break it. So, I mean, you could have did that too. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at the profits too, but I was looking at my prices, my price level, and which is why I had $600. So I mean, and I only did it with one contract. I got it in one contract and made up to $600. All because I just played my pattern. I just waited for the spike. Once the spike happened, I waited for that nice pullback because Marty, you always got to remember when you go on a nice huge spike, the first pullback is normally your strongest bounce because it's like a basketball, right? When you throw a ball up in the air, what is normally your strongest bounce? Your first bounce. And then all the other bounces that comes after that starts to go lower and lower and lower and lower. So if you think about a basketball being thrown in the air, you're coming down right to your first bounce, boom, and then you catch that and go back on up. So, I mean, that's it. That's all I did. I could have held longer. I could have had way more than that. I could have, man, like I said, I probably would have had up to 800 to almost 1,000. But like I said, profit is profit. Because look at my contracts now. Let me show you my contract. Say I got out at 12. Look at this. I got out where? I got out at $12 on my contract. I got out right at 12. I ended in at what, $7? $7? I ended way up that way. I ended way down here. $7 for that move right back on up. That was a $4 move, which now I should have held it because I would have been up. That'd have been an extra $300 added to my account. But it is what it is. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would have been $300 added to my account. I'd have been almost up $1,000. Son of a boy. I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, again, I exit out at 12, and then it so happened to go to 13, 14, 15, and possibly 16. It is what it is. It is what it is. I made profit. I can't complain on it. I trade better when I don't have crazy movements. But shout out to you, boss. I mean, good. I mean, that's still a shout out and you still made profit. It's better than nothing, boss. I know. He said I taught you better. But yeah, boss, that's all you gotta do, man. Wait on that pullback, because again, your first pullback is normally your strongest bounce back on up, and that's all I did. Once it went up, and I seen that the value start to come in, and it was spiking. You already know I'm not about to buy the spike. What I normally do, I wait on the pullback to happen, because 9 times out of 10, your first pullback is normally your strongest bounce back on up. That's all I did. I waited for it to come back on down, boom, bounce right back on up, and then I just took my profits. And I was at 518, which I should have held $2 more to 520, because I would have had $1,000 on the day. I would have had $1,000. But hey, 600, hey, I'll take 600. That is what it is. So now I'm gonna just wait for the next setup for tomorrow. So now we can see ourselves in the channel right now of 516, 518 to 520. So 516 being your bottom, 518 being your mid, 520 being your tops. So we could see a potential pullback on down. So right now we're gonna be in this channel 20, 18, and 16. So right now that is our channel at this moment, and we get a possible move back on down to 518, which is your old high of day, which you already know. The old high of day can turn into a support area. So when you do get a pullback, do expect a possible bounce around that 518 level where you got rejected at before, or resistance becomes what? New support. So definitely keep your eyes on that. And if we hold that key level going into tomorrow, we could see another possible spike above 520 for the run up to 522 to possibly 524. So definitely keep that on watch, because that is a possibility that can happen. We are on the bullish market right now, team. So if you look at it right here, again, we get a nice little run on up. Get a little pullback on down to 518 going into tomorrow. We could get a possible break on up back above 520 to 522 to 524 till we hit this line here, and then we get a nice solid pullback on down. So just keep that on watch. So right now we are bullish. Don't look for shorts at the moment just yet. Just be patient. Wait for these. Wait for you to get those signs of those bears to move in. But right now we are still in the bullish market. We are on a bullish trend. So definitely be careful, puts. Definitely be careful right now because we are hitting new highs. We are at 520, which I told you we was gonna 9 times out of 10 we was gonna hit. I told y'all that yesterday. Once you break 518, I told y'all the next level was 520. We hold 520 going in from Thursday and Friday, and you already know between Thursdays and Fridays we normally have squeezes, short squeezes. So, and we do get those short squeezes to happen. What could possibly happen? We'll squeeze above 520 up to 522 to 524 because you do have room to run all the way up to this red line. And where's your red line merging in with? 524. So definitely keep that on watch to see on the movement tomorrow. So just again, don't jump in for a put so soon. Be patient because again, we do have Thursday, we do have Friday, we do have economic data coming out tomorrow as well, which we do have. Let me go to the economic data real quick. And again, sorry for my tardiness. I was with my grandmother, so I do apologize to y'all team. So don't get mad at me. I had to make sure the queen was okay. So again, my apologies. Tomorrow we do have initial jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed survey, PMI data, and the existing home sales for tomorrow. Boss, she's good. She's good. Queen is good, boss. Definitely doing good. She was just happy to see us, man. And I know I haven't seen her in a while because I get so caught up with work, and I'm pretty much homebody. Like I barely leave my house. I'm not gonna lie to you because I just love being at home. It's so comfortable, and I become like a hermit crab. And every once in a while I get out. But, time is short, and I definitely wanted to spend as much time with my grandmother as possible, and she was happy to see me and my daughter, so she enjoyed it, and I'm happy she did. Not tomorrow, but Friday, and we're also going to have Fed Powell, takes part in the Fed listen event. So definitely going to have some economic data for tomorrow and Friday, which could cause some more hype into the market, which could lead to a further squeeze until the end of the week. So do be careful on that puts. Because puts, I like the short stocks too, but you have to understand, we just had the FOMC meeting, we just had a little bit of hype, we did create a new high of day. You have to keep that in mind until we get into a level where we know we can see a nice reversal back on down. And if you look at it from this chart pattern, you do have room to run from the 520 to 522 up to 524. So we do have a possibility to run up to those levels. Can we get to those levels? Possibly. Will we get rejected before we get to those levels? Possibly. It's all based on the market's movement. It is all based on the volatility. We do have room to run up to those levels, 522, 524. Do keep that in mind. So don't jump the gun just so fast. Just keep it on watch. Just see how we go from Thursday to Friday. So keep it on watch. And we do have economic data coming out. So everything is still running. Everything's still looking bullish. Just again, we are breaking new highs. We are at 520. We do have room to run up to 522 to 524. Definitely keep that on watch. We are still in the bullish market, team. So don't force anything. Wait, especially for puts. If you want to wait till Friday, wait till Friday. We may run from now till Friday. We do have a possibility to run up as high as 524. So if you want to wait till Friday to see if we do hit those highs and then look for rejection back on down, that's fine. So, but again, just keep it on watch. Don't force anything. Wait for everything to set up in place. But right now, we are in a bullish market. As you can see right here on my 180 chart, green, 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 green. Everything is bullish still. So don't force anything. Be careful. And that's crazy how I came back just in time and still made profit, though, even though I used the wrong account. I can't believe I did that, man. I used the wrong account. I was all happy, too, man. I seen my profits go up. I'm like, 600, yes. And then when I realized what account I was using, I was like, oh, crap. I had no day trades on that. I say, yeah, they about to ding me for that one. But again, I still have 6 day trades to go, so I'm not tripping. I can still use 6 more, other ones. So again, if I'm gonna see tomorrow, I'm gonna call them once everything settles. I'm gonna see if they can lift it and put it, take that flag off my other account so I can have 9 day trades a week. If not, I'm still good with 6. Because I don't really need that many to trade anyway. 6 day trades, I'm good. Hell, Deck did it with only 3. You remember when he went on the small account challenge, Deck had 1 account? And I think that's when he started with that $4,000 account, and I think he What he ran it up to, Marty, to what, $20,000 with just 3-day trades? He only used one account. So, I mean, 6 is enough for me. Even if they do flag my other account, I forgot to switch my account. I just got so excited and wanted to profit and trade so bad that I forgot to switch my account over. Say, damn. It's like, crap, man. Shit, 1.5 million. Shit, I wish. I mean, he got the capability to do it. I mean, and Deck. I mean, ain't nothing can stop him. I mean, and nothing can hold him back. That's why I love Deck so much. I mean, I love his teaching, his strategies, because again, this man started when he did a small account challenge. He only started with $4,000 and grew that bad boy up to $16,000 to $20,000, and only using 3-day trades a week. So think about the possibility. I'm using 6, and he's only using 3, and still grew a $4,000 account to $16,000 to $20,000. So that lets you know his mindset, which is why I look up to him and AK-47 and Active, and Zach, because these guys, their drive. I mean, I love it. Love it. It's addictive. So we do have room to still run from that 520 up to 522 to that 524. So do keep that in mind. Right now it's a new high of days, so we will see a little bit of turbulence around this new area. So definitely keep that on watch. And you do have room to, again, run up to 22 to 24, between tomorrow and Friday. Because we do have some more news, some more economic data coming out, the initial jobless claims and so forth, the existing home sales. And I think Jerome Powell is going to be, he's going to be a part of the listening session. What is that, Friday? At, 9? What is it, 9 or 10? I think it's, what time was that? He's going to be doing that. 9. He's going to be doing it at 9. So, Fed Chair Powell takes part in the Fed's Listen event. That'll be at 9 o'clock. So definitely keep that on watch. Other than that, we just got Barr speaks and Bostic speaks 12 to 4. So, probably not go. That's not going to cause too much of an impact. But for sure, once you see Jerome Powell's name, they go crazy. So, we're definitely going to see that. So we will be in a new channel now, guys. We're going to be in a new channel. So right now at this moment, let me just go ahead and mark that for green. 416 at the moment for our support level. 518 will be our pivot point at the moment because now we moved up. So let's make that the new pivot point. And your tops of 520. So as you can see right there, this is our new channel as of now. 520, 518, 516, where you have a pivot of 518 that can rotate from 16 to 20. So just keep that in mind until we break out or crack down. So keep that in mind, team. Yep, and again, I do apologize for coming in late, man, rushing. I didn't get everything set up because, once I went to visit her, I was trying to cut through traffic and get here as quick as I could, man. But I made it, I didn't have a long stream today, but I'm here, team. So my apologies, man. But, life is short, man, and again, tomorrow's not promised to us, and God forbid, I don't know when I can lose my grandmother, which I hope I don't ever lose her no time soon, and I just have to make the best of my time that I do have with her as much as possible because I already lost both of my grandfathers on both sides, my mom's dad and my dad's dad, and that hit me hard. And to still have both of my grandmothers still here, I definitely got to just take advantage of it in the best way possible by just spending time with them, quality time, and them seeing my face, hearing my voice. I mean, I know that means the world to them, so I have to, I got to do what I got to do as far as on my end, so. Which I did. And that picture, that was my dad's mom. That's my dad's mom. I don't think I showed you my mom's mom yet. I don't think I have. Yep, so right now we still testing that 520 team. I'll be here till the bell ring. So I owe y'all that. So I'll be here till the bell ring. But I did take profits. Like I said, I did make a profit. I did show y'all my proof that I did make a trade. I got in on my contract at 790 during the 2 o'clock speaking, and I got out at $12. So good little $4 run, $600. Used the wrong account. It is what it is. But yeah, which I should have held it because, like I said, I probably would have been up more because now it's like trying to push up to 16. So that'd have been an additional $400. I would have made $1,000 today. I'd have been up $1,000. So, but like I said, I don't cry over money I made. So. It is what it is. Sometimes you leave some money on the table. Sometimes you don't. Profit is profit. Green is green. That's all that matters. You leave in green, hey, take it. Take it. But I know tomorrow I'm gonna see some type of message on my Ameritrade account. I already know that I'm gonna get flagged. That I'm getting flagged for that account for doing that. Which, like I said, that was an honest mistake because I wasn't paying attention because I was rushing and I didn't realize that after I looked up, after I closed out my trade and I looked up and I seen the account said 0 trades. I was like, oh crap. So I was like, yep. So I can celebrate and be kind of sad because I'm like, damn it, they're gonna flag my account. So it's all good. It's all good, team. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping on watch to see where we go. Because I think, to me personally, for Thursday and Friday, I do think we have room to still run up to 522 to 524. So I'm definitely going to keep that on watch. Because you do have room to run up to this red trend line here. And that's all the way up around 524. So definitely keep that on watch. So right now, we are in this channel of 520, 518, 516, with 516 being your bottoms and 520 being your tops until we break above that key level for a push on up to 522 to 524. So definitely keep that on watch. Puts, definitely be careful because we do have room to run up to higher levels, so don't get caught in these bad traps. Because I already knew that's why I waited here. Because I knew once we got that spike and that pullback, I knew we were setting up right here. Right at that VWAP, bad trap. So I got in at the bad trap. And when I got in there on my contract, I can show you the proof. I got in on my contract right here at $7.90. Right here. I'll show you the proof for those who didn't see it. Boom, boom, boom. Go up a little bit. Right about here. Sorry about that. Yeah. So as we did get that pullback after that spike, I did get in around the VWAP here, and which also the VWAP lined it up with my contract. I got in at 790. You can see the price right here. One contract, 790 for a nice run up all the way up to 12, which I did exit, got out right before the pullback again, and then we had a nice strong pullback on up. So, made a nice profit. Shout out to you, Queen. Low boy, I see you coming through, boss. So yeah, I did make a quick profit, made $600. So, and like I said, here's my P&L. I did take a screenshot of it on the Ameritrade. So as you can see, I did make $643.95, 60% return. I did get that. Quick little in and out profit. But like I said, the only thing about it was I used the wrong account, so I know I'm gonna get flagged tomorrow for using the wrong account, for using the one that didn't have no day trades on it. So, that celebration was short-lived. So I'm not tripping on that. Yeah, Queen, 'cause what I did was I had to rush to get back because after I went and visit my grandmother, I hurried and got back as quick as I could because I was trying to get my live up. So by the time I got back, the meeting was already happening. So I seen that spike approaching. So what I did was I waited for that pullback because you already know how I am with my numbers. I go by even numbers, 518, 516s and whatnot. So once I seen it spiked up to 518, all I did was wait for the pullback to 516, which you can see right here. I got in on my VWAP, right on my contract, lining up right with the same area around SPY, and wound up going for a nice move on up to 12, and you can see where I exited out at 12, right at $12. Got out for the pullback on down. So that's all I did. So pretty much I got in here and here, as you can see. From the bottoms here to the tops here, got out for that pullback, and then we went on a nice rip on up. So made a good little profit. Can't complain on it. And I did that in a short period of time. That was the crazy part. I had to do it as fast as I could because I had to try to do that and then set up for the live because, I wanted to come through in some type of way. I know I was running late, but I wanted to definitely be here for you guys. But yeah, I made a quick profit. Y'all saw my proof. I didn't lie about anything. I got in at the bottoms, waited for the pullback, got in at $7.90, sold at $12, which was somewhat of a $4 profit because if you round it off, that's 8 to 12. That's $4. So made 600. Quick little 600 before Jerome Powell started speaking. So what I could have done was take that first profit, waited for another pullback because it pulled right back to 416 again, and then got another profit, which I could have doubled that and made up to about $1,200. But $600, I take that. But I couldn't do nothing because I already used an account that had no day trades on it, which I already messed that up. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, the only thing I have to do now is set up for the next opportunity, for tomorrow, because I'm going to try to get about $5,000. My goal between tomorrow and Friday is to get $5,000. At least make $5,000, throughout this week and next week. So about $2,000 within 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try to nail that as much as possible. So I think the next setup that could happen, if we do continuously keep holding underneath 520, I do see a pullback down to the 518 level, which is your old high of day. which I do see them trying to hold this key level for the possible move right back on up to 520, break a 520 to 522, and again we do have room to run up to this 524 mark. So I'm gonna definitely keep that on watch because I think we still have a lot of room left to run. So definitely gonna wait for the next setup for tomorrow because we do have some data coming out. Jerome Powell is gonna be part of the listening event Friday. So we may be seeing some more short squeezes coming on up from the 520 up to 522 to 524. So keep that on watch for tomorrow, team. Definitely keep that on watch because we do have room to run all the way up here. So yeah, just keep it on watch. Oh, Soccer King, see you coming through. Oh, wait, is my YouTube thing on? Because I'm about to say, normally you hit me up on YouTube. Is it up? Because I know I was rushing. I mean, I know I didn't check everything like I was supposed to. I do apologize. It should be up though, huh? Right? My chat boxes. Oh yeah, it is popping up. I do see it. I see it. Okay, you in Tradecast. Okay, I was just making sure because.
YouTube good.
Okay, thanks. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, boss. Thank you so much, boss.
I'm here. Marty's Elizniak says.
TiVo, Ingrid, did y'all make some money today? Did y'all jump in on that spike? Did y'all do it? Y'all knocked it out? You already know. You gotta, cause you know I'm always rooting for y'all. Did y'all get it? Did y'all kill it? Oh, there go my I got it. Cause like I said, I got in during the meeting.
Says, and hey, I was down $59.
So yeah, cause all I did, boss, TiVo, all I did was wait. Once I started to see the volume come in, which you can see right here, all I did.
21 says,
I don't trade FOMC. I don't either. Don't get me wrong, boss. But I will take an opportunity because of the hype. You know, because 9 times out of 10, when you do have the FOMC meeting, it leads to a move back. You know, a nice move back on up. So once we did, cause let me see.
Just
watching and learning.
I'm a newbie, still need to pick a broker.
Okay, shout out to you, Ingrid. Like, if you ever need help with anything, definitely let me know. But yeah, TiVo, all I did was wait for the spike. You know, once the hype did come in, all I did was wait for a pullback. I just waited for a pullback because 9 times out of 10, especially when you get a strong movement, you'll get that little small pullback, and then you get a movement back on up, kind of like an N-shaped pattern, kind of like what I showed here. You get a nice green candle movement up. You get a small candle movement down and then back on up in the green, almost like an N-shaped pattern. So when I seen that forming, all I did was stick to the pattern, the N-shaped pattern. I waited for it to come down, which I already knew the area was around 416. So that was my area I wanted. And then that 416 was lining up with my VWAP. So that made me safe. That made me comfortable. That made me not be afraid to get into my entry. So when I seen the VWAP was lining up with 416, I got in, and then we ripped right back on up, which again, if you didn't see it, I'll show y'all my proof, because again, you know I don't lie to y'all, I don't hide anything from y'all. All I do is keep it as 100% real as much as possible with y'all. So I know a lot of people be faking. All I did was wait on the pullback, which you can see right about here. Boom, there it is. So all I did was, once it spiked up, all I did was pretty much wait on that pullback, which my VWAP lined up perfectly. Same thing with this one, with SPY. And the SPY went back on up. All I did was just take profits towards the upside, $12. So I went from I got in at $7.90, ran all the way up to $12. I got out, boom, took my profit there. Then we had another pullback right after that for a nice pushback on up. So all I pretty much did was follow a pattern. That's all I did. I followed the end pattern, and I just went from there. I seen that my VWAP was lining up perfectly because I love VWAPs. You know, you get that VWAP bounce, and then for a move back on up, which you can see right here, as we did come back on down on my contract, we bounced off of that VWAP. I was very comfortable with that entry, and then we bounced from that VWAP and moved right back on up to it's $12, which is where I took my first profit. Boom, got out, and then we had another pullback down to $6, and then we got back above VWAP for a nice strong run back on up towards 16. So I could have made two profits, but I couldn't because I used all my day trades, and I'm already about to get dinged for the trade I made today. So that's why I didn't do it. But I got my proof, and then again, here's my P&L, so y'all can see I'm not lying. Here's my P&L right about here. So again, I made $643.95, and I got a 60% gain on my today's date, which where I'm at now as far as my wins and losses. So I'm at now, what, 22 wins now? So yeah, I mean, I'm rolling. I'm rolling. So can't complain on that. Profit is profit. But yeah. But yeah, so far so good. So right now we are above that 522 or 520-ish level. Like I told y'all, we do have room to run up to
Ingrid Aussie
522.
Chick says, I know deck
Deck uses
users
light
like speed,
speed.
just need a simple setup to start with. I was with Trade Zero, lost my booty last year as I had no clue, fell way below the PDT.
Like okay, Ingrid, what was your weakness? Like um entries pretty much. Like as far as your entries, like that's what you're having trouble with. It's like getting in the stock to begin with, getting in on the wrong side of momentum. Because I used to do that. I mean, I used to do the same exact thing. But I'm gonna tell you easy way to. I'm gonna tell you how the easy way how to bypass that in a minute. Like, okay, what do you trade? Like, what do you trade? Do you trade SPY or what particular stock
Ingrid
or
Aussie
ETF do you
Chick
trade?
says, I was just shorting Tesla options.
Tesla options. Let's look at Tesla real quick. So, you're trying to short. No, don't short right now because look right here. I mean, you can even see it on my 30-minute time frame. So you look right here. We are on an uptrend, Ingrid. You can see that if I do this and this, so you still have room. Let me see. Let's do like a little. So as you see that this pattern, see that you bounced off the bottoms. So yeah, don't short the bottoms. You gotta wait for it to run them back on up towards the tops. See now. Oh yeah, and I've got to tell y'all, my alert did go off on Tesla. Because you remember I had it set at 175. And you remember I was telling y'all, we have room to run back up to that 180 mark. Because that was the mark that we need to break and hold to get us back up to that 200 level. To put us back, let me go back to this time frame. What it was, 5 year, my 5 year time frame? 5 year. Yeah, right here. So, again, we still on this downtrend, in this purple pipe. In order for us to get back into this one, we do need to get back above 180, get us back above 200, and start us back on the upside, going on the uptrend. So right now we're still in this downtrend one still because we're underneath that indicator, underneath this that green uptrend. We're underneath it until we can cross. And on the way to cross back on top of that, we have to get back above 200. When we get back above 200, that'll start to move us and shift us back this way. So as of now, the main challenge for Tesla is we have to break 180. 180. So Ingrid, don't go for a put just yet. Because you do have room to run to that 180 mark. So definitely keep that on watch. So if you see this right here, we are in an uptrend. You can see that. You can look from a channel standpoint. So okay, Ingrid. So you see my chart? I have it set up in a channel, right? I have it in a $20 channel. Pretty much from 180 to 160, with 170 being your midpoint area, basically your pivot. So anytime you hold above 170, as I told everybody else who is trading Tesla, anytime you're above 170, you have the opportunity to rotate up towards 180. If you're underneath 170, you have the opportunity to rotate back down to 160. So the fact is, we're on top of 170. You have room to rotate back up to 180. So yeah, Ingrid, right now, yeah, don't go in for a put just yet because as long as you hold in 170, you have room to rotate up towards 180. Now, once you get around 180, you can look for a potential put opportunity, but you do have room to run up. So it's going to be having some push up towards that area. So right now wouldn't be an idea. Yeah, so right now wouldn't be a good idea for a put just yet.
The content. Show your support by follow.
Shut up. Keep forgetting to block you and my bot. So yeah, all right, cool. Anyway, but like I was saying, look at it from a $20 standpoint, Ingrid. So again, look at it from this channel. My red line is your resistance. My green line is your support. My yellow line is your pivot point. So the pivot point is anytime it can act as support and resistance. So basically, when you're on top of the pivot point, you have an opportunity to move up. Why? It's because that pivot point is considered support because you're bouncing on top of it. However, once you fall underneath that pivot point can now become resistance because you're underneath it, which is a ceiling where you can fall back on down. So as you can see, you hold in around, we hold above, especially on Tesla, you hold above 170, you have the room to rotate up to 180. So just keep that in mind. Don't go for a put just yet until we get below certain key levels. We already broke above 175, so you're only $5 away from 180. So definitely keep that in mind. So we are rotating up. We are on an uptrend as far as Tesla at this moment. I have this set on my 30-minute time frame, and as you can see, we are slowly trending on up towards that 180 mark. So definitely keep that on watch. So, oh, no problem, Queen, no problem at all. Yeah. So you said, yeah, Aussie chick. I was making sure you was a girl. So yeah, no problem, Queen. But yeah, we came down. See, once you got rejected off of 180. And then look at the channel. Look at the channel standpoint. See that? You got rejected at the resistance lines of don't judge me, Ingrid. But what I was saying was you got rejected at 180, right? In this channel, right? That's the resistance. Once you hit 180, you had room to fall down to 160, which is now support. So all you did was rotate pretty much from 180 down to 160. So now all you're doing again is rotating again. You're going from 180 to 160 to 160 to 180. So all you're doing is rotating. You're rotating from from tops to bottoms, bottoms to tops. All it's doing is rotating up and down until you either break above 180 or you crack below 160. So as far as of now, you're in this particular channel, of 180 to 160 until, again, we either break above or we crack below. So other than that, if we continuously hold these 2 price points, it's just going to continue to rotate until the buyers or the bears move in and it makes a true direction. If the bulls move in, we'll break above 180 to higher levels. If we crack 160, that means the bears are moving in for a lower level. So as you can see, all it's doing is simply rotating from one price point to the other. 180, 160, 180, 160 until we can either break 180 or crack 160. So that's all we're doing right now. But right now we have bounced off of that 160, with that's letting you know that is strong support. So even if we was to hit and come back down, you already know where to exit out at between your 170 to that 160, because again, when you're above 170, that can act as support. So say for instance you do get rejected at 180 and come back on down, the first area to look out for is 170, because you're above 170. That can act as a support line where you can come down and bounce off of 170 and rotate back on up. However, you can also crack 170, which will turn into resistance for the possible continuation down to 160. So definitely put it like this: the main focus to look out for, Ingrid, is look for 180. 180, as you can see it time and time again, it held up as strong resistance. Look at this: 180 rejected, 180 rejected, 180 rejected, 180 rejected, 180, 180, 180. You can see that clearly. So definitely keep your eyes set and peeled on 180, because you can already know that every time we come around these areas, you get some type of movement where bears try to move in and hold this and guard this area with their lives. You can see this: 180 rejected, 180 rejected, 180 rejected, 180 rejected. Now as you come down to this level, that's guarded by the bulls. So every time you come down, you bounce instead of get rejected. You come down, bounce. You come down, bounce. So this area is guarded by bulls. This area is guarded by bears. So if you are a bearish person and you're going for puts, this is your area. This is your territory. This is the area that you want to keep on watch, is at 180. So definitely keep that on watch, Queen. So you're only $4 away from that 180. So wait and keep in mind, you still have Thursday and Friday to go, and you are on an uptrend, somewhat in an ascending triangle setup. So normally on Thursdays and Fridays, you normally get short squeezes. So do keep that on mind, that we'll see if we can if we do get a strong push between tomorrow and Friday. Because normally on Fridays and Thursdays, you normally get short squeezes. So just keep that on watch. But 180 is definitely another area you want to look at. And all you have to do is wait on confirmation. Wait on confirmation. All right, back to SPY. What we looking like? Back to SPY. Where we at? Still getting rejected at 120. So as I said, you get rejected at 120, we do have a possibility to come back on down to this pivot point on SPY, which is around 118, because that is the old high of day. So we do have room to come back down to 118. They hold 118 coming into Thursday and Friday, which we do have some economic data. So we could see a reversal back on up to 120 for a possible push to 520, to 522 to 524. So do remember, Thursdays and Fridays, we normally get some type of squeezes, especially with data is involved. And also, you already know Jerome Powell's name has been mentioned in the economic data The economic calendar. So you already know once they see his name, they go crazy. So just keep that on watch because we could see a possible squeeze. Just letting you know. Just be careful. Don't rush anything. He already spoke. Let me close that one. I don't need that. Boom. Where's my? But yeah, if y'all have any questions with anything, I'm here to help, team. I'm here. Tomorrow we're gonna have a lot of downtrend. It's just my opinion. If we, especially Soccer King, if we don't break above 520 and we don't, we don't get above that trend line, which I do have on my chart right here, we can definitely see a pullback, which I did say we can get a pullback down to 518. So that is a possibility that we could get a pullback to 518. That'll be a slight. That'll be the because you remember I always talk about you'll normally get a deep pullback and you'll normally get a slight pullback. So your slight pullback will pretty much be that back down to 518. Your deep pullback will be more down towards 516. So yeah, we could see a slight pullback to 518 for a possible move back on up. And then you still have a possibility to get a deep pullback, which will pull you down to this trend line, which this trend line is lining up with 516. So 518 will be your slight, 516 will be your deep. So keep that on watch. But you have to understand too, though, Soccer King. Look at the momentum. Look at the momentum. Look at the size of this candle. So I highly doubt. I'm just being honest with you. I highly doubt we're gonna get a deep pullback. I think we may get a slight pullback, especially because of the strength of this candle. That's the only reason why I'm saying that, because of the strength of this candle, and you had a lot of volatility move in, and I think you may get a slight pullback going into tomorrow, which comes down to the 518. But you have to understand that we have already bounced from this area, from this main trend line that we use for calls and we use for bounces. Now what do you do? Now that since you already ventured away from this area, where's the next area that SPY wants to go? Back up to the red. Because anytime you bounce from that green, they'll try to move it right back up to that red. See that? Anytime you bounce from the green, the next area is to that red spot every single time. So now that we bounced off to the green with some good momentum and shift in place, the next area that's going to try to go to is that red line. Especially if we get above this trend line here, that yellow trend line, all you do is have a nice little, the rest of this push to this red line. So you already went from green, it's trying to go to red, way up here. And that is around 524. So definitely keep that on watch because you do have a possibility for short squeezes that can possibly occur. So don't forget about that. Because right now, momentum has shifted. You went from red to green, where you see way more bulls coming in versus sellers. Because look at all these candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus one candle going back this way. So if you do get a pullback, I guarantee it's not going to be a strong pullback. Unless the bears step in heavy. But the way that this is looking, it looks like we may hit a slight pullback down to 518-ish. We may come back a little bit below that 517.50 somewhere. But I think because you got to remember, as I always stated, your pivot point is like a magnet. What happens when you leave from your pivot point? You return back to your pivot point, right? So you hit 520, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come right back down to that pivot point, which is 518. Even if you go down, you're going to return back to 518. All it's going to do is rotate around that pivot point. All it's going to do is rotate around that pivot point over and over and over. So that's why I don't think we're going to have a deep pullback just yet. Again, we might have a slight one, 518, but I don't think the pullback going to be just yet. So yeah, just definitely keep that on watch. And I'm just basing off of the volatility and the way that everything is setting up, because your candles have gotten stronger. Your bulls have definitely moved in way stronger. As you can see that from all these other candles we did have, we have definitely a nice solid green candle here, which that's showing the strength of your bulls. So if anything, and you got to understand, Thursday and Fridays, normally they like to set up bear traps where you do get those pullbacks, but then that's when they squeeze those bears out of their position and you go on those squeezes. You get those short squeezes. So that's why I'm implicating that we could get a pullback, yes, but then there could be a bear trap set up where it causes those sellers to get forced out of their position, where we squeeze out of above 520 to 522 to 524. And you do have room to do so. You have room to do so. Because you got to understand, we don't have no major overhead resistance at the moment. We will have major overhead resistance when we get towards these high levels, because you can see every time we hit that red line, the bears come in hard. Every time we hit around that red line, bears come in hard. We're nowhere near that red line yet. So basically, we have room to run up to this 524 level. So again, I mean, they can't come in because we're underneath this trend line. They can come in here, but you still have room to run up to this mark as well. So do keep that on watch. But right now, everything just still looks bullish at this moment. You know, until we start to see these reversals, when we're getting stuff, when we go into this arc, and then we can see them bears move in. Or we start to hit around that key level, that trend line, bears move in. But right now, it's just a free move right now. Especially if you get above 520, because you have to understand, 520, it has no history. 520, yeah, I traded today, boss. I made 600. Oh, you must have just came in. I broke it down. I made a trade today. I made $600. The only messed up part is, though, Soccer King, that I used the wrong account. So I might get flagged tomorrow on that account that I did use today. But I did make a trade. And again, I'll show you the proof. I don't have to, I don't hide anything from y'all. Y'all know I show y'all everything. So here, Soccer King, you can see, boss. Let me make a copy. Detached. Right about here. I got in when everything was going on. I got my proof right here. Boom, boom, right here. So yeah, when we got that spike, all I did was wait for that pullback around that VWAP. All I did, got in on my contract at $7.90 for that bounce on up to 12, and I took a $4 run on up, which I made 600 off of my play, and boom, locked it up. So I could have made more than that because it actually broke past $12. You can see right here where I sold at. You can see my little red flag right here where I sold at 12. Could have held it because it did go higher than that. That bad boy ran all the way up to 16, so I could have actually added $400 to my play, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to cry about it. Profit is profit, but yeah. I mean, again, I don't hide anything from y'all. I show y'all my plays, how I do my plays, why did I get my plays, and again, the reason why I got into my trade today was because once I got that signal, it's almost like put it like this. When you go on spikes on up, it's almost the same exact way when we're looking for puts, right? When we get our nice red candle and then we get that H pattern, it's almost the same way with we're going on a spike. All you do, because you know how normally, okay, you go on a drop and then it follows by a little movement and then you go to the next leg on down. Same thing when you go up. You wait for a spike and you get that little small pullback and then you slingshot back on up, which is more like an N-shaped pattern. So as you can see right here, you get a nice movement on up, you get that little small pullback, and then you slingshot up again. Like kind of in an N-shaped pattern. So when I seen this lining up, and I seen my VWAPs was in a good area, I seen a possible VWAP bounce. I got in around 516. I ran that bad boy back on up. I got out, took my profit. So I trusted the system. I trusted my patterns, made sure everything was good, and I ran with it. Again, the only thing that sucked though was I used the wrong account, and I forgot I didn't have no day trades on it, which that was zero. So I already know I'm about to get hit with a Ameritrade tomorrow and a flag for just that account. But thank God that I still have two other accounts. Altogether I had three. But with this situation that just took place, I'm probably gonna be down to two, which I don't care. I'll take the little hit. I'll take the little flag on that. But hey, profit is profit. I don't care. But again, I showed y'all my proof, and I didn't lie about it. So, and again, I did take a picture of my P&L on my Ameritrade. God dang, I didn't mean to blow it up that dang big. Jesus Christ. Here we go. $643.95. I did get a 60% return, which I did make a good little profit, so can't complain on that. Which I could have doubled it had I would have held it, because again, I got out at $12 and my contract shot up to $16. So, sometimes you leave something on the table, sometimes you don't. But again, I just stuck to my game plans. I didn't go chasing. Once I seen this spike, I didn't go chasing. That just gave me confirmation that the buyers were in. All I did was once this spiked, I just waited to pull back. I just waited for a pullback because I buy low. I do not buy high. Buying low, went back on up, sold, boom. Took my $600 profit and ran with it. I made $600. I just told you. Anybody else? Oh, you talking about everybody else? But I made $600. Like I said, I got my proof right here, $600. Right here, I took a picture of my screenshot. So I got that right there. So 60% on the day, I'll take that. Oh, the team. Oh, I'm sorry. Marty banked. I know Marty banked. I think Queen banked too, right? I think Queen banked. Who else? Low boy, you banked too, right? I think low boy made money today. I think that was it. Yeah, so Marty made 150, which I think he lying. I think he made more than that. I think because he liked the ball, he just don't want to make us feel bad. I think that's what it is. I think he cut that in half. I think Marty made more than that. He just trying to make not make us feel horrible because he banking. Such a liar. Such a liar. But nah, man. Shout out to everybody who did bank. I think Marty just forgot to add some commas. I think he forgot to add a comma behind that one and a zero behind that other zero. I think that's really, really what he did. He just don't want to say nothing. We gonna believe you, Marty. We gonna believe you. We know you. But nah, man. Shout out to you, Marty. I gotta mess with you because you always getting on me with that especially that 99 crap. You be get on my nerves with that 99 crap. Irking me with 99. A bag of lie. Hey. Man, that was so fun though when we went on that bet. Anyway, I forgot. Dang, what was we betting on? What was it Spy that we was betting on? And I said it was going to hit something. I think it was Spy. That's when we was way to the bottom. Crap. What was the price? Shoot. I can't even remember. It was so long, but it's so far back. Nah, whatever, more. Don't try to. I won that bet though. I hope tomorrow I make it back. Wait. So wait. So wait. Marty took. Soccer King took. You say he took a loss today, boss. So you was trying to go in for. I'm thinking you was going in for a short. You was trying to put. You was going in for a put. That's what I'm thinking. Soccer King, you was going in for a put, wasn't you? You was trying to short it. Yeah, right now in the bullish market, and the way I put it like this, don't go bullish. Don't go for a put just yet because you gotta understand that 520 is a new high of day. It has no history to it yet, boss. So you gotta think about the hype that just moved in. We just hit a new high of day, and you gotta understand that the room that we still have to run. Like I said, look where my red line is at, right? If you go back to my red line, every time we hit that red line, that's when those bears move in hard. So you can see that every time we hit around that red line, bears come in. We get around that red line, bears come in. See, the way that we are right now positioned, we still have room to run this way, which is up to around 522 to 524. So you still have room to run. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, bears can still come in at this 520 level. They can still come in at 520 level and actually start to reverse it back on down. The only reason why I'm just doubting at the moment, and if we do get a pullback, I don't think we're going to have a strong pullback. To me, honestly, I think we're going to have a pullback towards 518 maybe. I think we may pull back down to 518 only because of the strength of the market right now. Is because you have way more buyers than you have sellers. And normally, especially with this week going on, a lot of puts don't move in heavy. Especially knowing that you got Thursday and Friday, and you already know how towards the end of the week, they love to do short squeezes. They like to bear trap a lot from now to now to Friday and go on those short squeezes. And then once they push it up as high as they can, then your bears move in, and then you'll have a nice pull on down. But right now, you gotta understand, we got economic data still coming on out. We still have jobless claims still coming on out. Let me bring it up real quick. What we got coming out still for tomorrow and Friday? Tomorrow we're gonna have initial jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed manufacturing survey, PMI data, existing home sales, and that's just on Thursdays. And then Friday, we're going to have Jerome Powell takes part in the Fed listening event, which I already know. Just his name in general, his name alone can bring weight because that's going to add hype. So they're going to push that as high as they can. So now, don't get me wrong. Now, had the Bears would have moved in at 518 and avoided a new high of day, I could see that happening. Because every time you hit 518, Bears come in hard. 518, Bears come in hard. But what happened just now? We broke 518, which was the Bears' old territory. You got to think about that. Jay, how do you feel the hype carries over through Monday? But see, well, that's what I'm saying, boss, because going into Monday, it all depends on how we end this week, right? It all depends on how we end this week. So you already know what it was like 2 Mondays ago. We talked about that low ball. How you remember Friday had set, I mean not Friday. Remember at one point Monday had set a tone of 514, and then that Friday it set the standard of 518, right? What did we do this week? We conquered that. We conquered 514, and we already conquered 518, creating a new high. So now you have to think about it. What type of standard this week is it trying to set? What are we going to close out on Friday with? Are we going to close on Friday at 520? Could we close out at Friday at 522? Could we close out at Friday at 524? So it all depends on how we open up the week and how we end the week. So if we go back, what was Monday? Monday was the 18th, right? So we did, I think we had set a tone. Well, yeah, Monday 18th. Yeah, so right here we set a tone this Monday. It was around at 516, right? So what happened? Tuesday and Wednesday, we broke that tone, right? We already broke the tone this Monday, which was 516. We're above 516. Now, since we're above that level, now we have to see the standard that's going to be set by Friday. So we already seen the tone was already set this week, on Monday, which was 516. We broke that. Today, we already broke it, and we went on a spike. Now, we have to focus on what is the standard for the end of the week. Will we see 520? Will 520 be the cap off? Or going from Thursday to Friday, will we see new higher days? Will we go from 520 to 522 to 524? Then, once we finish out this week and we get that standard to see exactly how high we are going to go, of course we're going to get a pullback. But then that's when you start to go into this rotation to see if we go back to those levels. So, again, we're already past 516. And because this week's Monday tone was 516, we broke past that. Now we have to see what the Friday standard is going to be. So that's how we have to look at it. So Monday's tone, we already broke past that. Now we have to see what we're going to close out for the end of the week. Again, 520, 522, 524. We don't know until Friday closes out. So as of now, all we know is 520 at the moment. And that's for today. That's for Wednesday. We want to see what Thursday and Friday is going to do. Because, again, we got economic data coming out. And, again, we don't know on how far we can squeeze on up before the bears actually start to move in. The way that everything is going, I'm just speaking, the way that everything is moving, it just looked like we have room. If we hold on top of this trend line, which is around 520, we have room to run up to 522 to 524. That'll put you right at this red line. So, you got to think about it. The way that this chart rotated, we already came from the bottoms. Think about it. We already hit the bottoms already. Bounce, bounce. Now all we doing is rotating from the bottoms to the top. So that's why I'm saying we still have room to run because we already came down. We already caught our lows. We already came down to the bottom. See where we bounce, we double bottom, and we starting to rotate back up to the top portion of this channel. That's pretty much it. So looking at this here, where's my screenshots at? All right, go back. So think about it, boss. Okay, so anytime you're at the top, just don't focus on the straight lines. Focus on the diagonal, right? So anytime we're here, see that? You rotate on down to the bottoms where you rotate back up to the tops. So if you notice that, you rotate down to the green line and you rotate from the green line possibly back up to the red line. So with that being said, if you hold 520, you have room to run up from 520, 522 to 524. So that's what I'm saying. Be mindful of that. All it's doing is rotating. You're rotating from the tops to the bottoms, from the bottoms to the tops. So right now we're closed team at this moment. I'm about to be jumping off in a few, so I want to stay on with y'all because I owed y'all that. I know I came in late. I definitely came in late. So as we go into tomorrow, we're going to tomorrow. Again, the main focus, puts, be careful right now because, again, I'm just letting you know, don't jump in just yet because as long as we hold around at 520 to 518 level, you still have room to run back up towards that 522 to 524 because you have to remember, my phone ringing? Yeah, it's ringing. Who is that? My son? God dang it, that boy calling me about robust. That don't make no damn sense. Excuse me. But yeah, we have room to run all the way back on up towards that 522 to 522 or 524. We can't see new high of day because you have to remember we still have Thursday to go, we still have Friday to go, and what normally happens at the end of the week, short squeezes. So definitely got to keep that in mind because you have room to rotate. Man, that boy always want money. It don't make no dang sense. I make money for him to spend money. So as you know, as like I said, little boy, as you and Soccer King, we already caught the bottoms. Already, we came down. That was around the 508s to the 510s. We bounce, right? The bottom's already covered. Now, where can we go now? To the top. That's going to be around 522, 524. So we are rotating back on up towards this way, which we have room to run. So again, the main thing you want to focus on is just watch that 520 to 518 level. Because if we do get a pullback, 9 times out of 10, you're going to probably come back down to 518 because that's the old high of day. Because that area can now be considered support now. Because when we was underneath 518, that was resistance. Because every time we go up to 518, we get rejected. 518, we get rejected. But now look what happened. We broke above old resistance that can now turn to possible support where you can bounce and go back up to 520, to 522, to 524. So right now we are moving on up. So definitely keep that on watch. As I mentioned before I roll out of here, 518 will be your slight pullback. 516 will be your deep pullback. So right now you got to go through the slight because you're going to have buyers trying to move in and hold that 518 level because now we're above it. So you got to think about that those bulls they're going to try to guard 518. They're going to try to hold 518 because their goal and their end goal is to move back up to creating new highs. Why is that? Because we already covered the lows. Now we're trying to go back up this way. So keep that on watch. 522 calls and 22 holds. Yeah, because like I said, as long as the main focus right now is your slight pullback and your deep pullback. So basically your main focus price points is 520 to 518. So as long as those areas still, these areas hold, we can see a new high day to 22 to 24. So this is going to be your main focus, 520, 518 for right now at the moment. I mean, can we see 516? We could. But that'll be a deep pullback, and that's going to line up right with this trend line that can also lead to a nice bounce right back on up. But 520, 518. So, team, I'm about to be wrapping it up. I'm about to be heading to the headquarters. Make sure I got everything set in motion. So, yeah, let's go ahead and head back to the headquarters, team. Let's roll. So boom, back in the headquarters doing what we do. So yeah, definitely team tomorrow. Definitely keep on watch. Tomorrow we will have some economic data. We have created a new high day, so be mindful of that we do have room to still run on up. We haven't hit those high areas just yet as far as trying to cobble in on the puts. Let the buyers take place. Let the buyers run. Let them run. Let them run. Let them go as high as they can because if you think about it, Soccer King and the rest of y'all who do want to go for shorts, man, let the buyers do you a favor. Let them get as high as they can for you. So therefore, they're making it easy for you because think about it. If the further you get away from 520, the better. Because if you go up to 522 to even 524, you have $4 to come back down to 520. You have room to come back down to 518. So if anything, let them run it up as high as it can because you don't want to buy around those areas that can be held up as support, that can be held up as a bear trap. So let the buyers, let them have their fun. Let them run it on up as high as they can. Let them get away from those areas that could be considered support or a bear trap. Let them go up as high as 522. Let them go as high as 524. Again, so you can get a nice movement back on down without getting caught in any traps or getting squeezed out of your position. So yeah, let them run it on up. That'll be the smartest thing to do. That's just like for buying. For buys, I don't buy to the top. What did I do today? All I did was wait on the pullback. I could have easily jumped in on as it was spiking on up, but I didn't want to do that because I know my game plan. I know how, I stick to my discipline. What do? I always say this every single time before I get into a play. I'm not buying the tops. Because why do I want to buy at an area that can get, reversed and come back down on me? Why not be smart about it, buy as low as possible, so therefore I can sell it to a higher bidder. I can easily do that. So is that person a newbie? So if a newbie trying to buy that high, what am I doing? I'm already in. All I got to do is sell to that newbie. Now my contract becomes his contract. I don't have to deal with it no more. I done bought in from somebody who was selling it to me low, and all I'm doing is selling it to somebody who wanted to buy that high because it's no longer my problem. Boom, I'm out. It's no longer my problem, no longer my contract. Now it's that buyer's contract and his or her expiration date that they got to deal with. I don't have to deal with it no more. That's the easy way to do it. So yeah, team, I'm about to be heading on out. I will be getting back in. No, I'm not gonna have any more interruptions from now on. I will be here tomorrow and Friday on my normal days. So I will be here, promise. So I will be back in tomorrow at 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. So I will be back. And again, congratulations to everybody. And again, if you do get good information off my channel, do feel free to do your boy a favor and hit subscribe, smash that like button, comment, share whatever you can to get it out. Congratulations, Queen. Shout out to you too. But yeah, man, do your boy a favor because I'm trying to get the can't say it right, algorithms up and running so we can spread the word and get it out there, man. But I am so thankful for y'all. I mean, I thank God to be surrounded by great people on everywhere from YouTube, Tradecast and much more, man. I thank all of y'all for believing in me because y'all give me the push that I need to become the great trader that I am. Thank y'all so much for believing in me. Oh, I can hear it now. I got the thing up now, Ingrid, so I can hear the voices and I can see the picture. So yeah, but thank you so much too, Queen. But let me go ahead and start giving my shout outs. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to my YouTube side, which I already know probably won't have a lot because I came in late. Ingrid, shout out to you, Queen. Tebow, shout out to you. Mart, as always, a pleasure. You're always my right hand man. With you on both sides, I already know how you do. All right, let me go give a shout out to my Tradecaster family, like I always do. Let me give a shout out to Charting Queen, Soccer King, Marty, Lowbar. Who else I got on the list? Who else didn't stroll through here real quick? I already say Lowbar. I think that was it for the day because, like I said, I know I came in late and I do apologize. Gert came in this morning, but shout out to Gert too because I know you came in and was waiting on me, so I do apologize for that. But I think I got everybody at this point. But yeah, shout out to the whole team again, man. I'm so proud of y'all, man. I mean, y'all still working hard. Again, y'all helped me become the trader that I am. And, I mean, we work together as a team to see green. And, I mean, that's it. Because, again, I want to see a lot of y'all self-employed. I want to see a lot of y'all become successful stock traders. Because I want to see you live y'all life the way y'all want to live, man. Because, man, again, when you and nothing is wrong working a 9 to 5. Trust me, nothing at all is nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. But I know it's even better when you working for yourself. When you can set your own schedule, take vacations when you want to take vacations, because you gotta understand when you put in so many years on these 9 to 5s, that's time you can't get back. Even when you quit, man, you didn't already invested 5 to 10 years of your life that you cannot get back. So my goal is to put you in a position to where you can work for yourself. Because you'll have enough confidence as a trader. You'll have enough confidence to work on your own and handle business on a financial basis and whatnot. I want to see everybody succeed, man. But I will be back in tomorrow on Throw It in the Bank Thursday, like I normally do. But you already know what I'm about to say before I roll on out, team. Maximize your reward. Minimize your risk. Always put grateful before greed, and you will succeed every single time. Till then, team, I will see you tomorrow morning. Now, let's go ahead and make this money. Y'all have a blessed night, team. And again, thank y'all so much for joining me. And I will keep it rocking and rolling for y'all, team. Peace.